Imagine standing at the edge of the world, on top of an active volcano hidden deep in the tropical heart of Indonesia. You look down, expecting to see black ash and dark volcanic stone. Instead, you are staring at three massive crater lakes sitting right next to each other. But something feels completely unreal. One lake shines like electric turquoise. Right next to it, the second glows like deep emerald green, and the third looks like a boiling cauldron of liquid rust and blood. If you come back next year, the turquoise lake might turn chocolate brown, the green lake might turn milky white, and the red lake might shift to deep ink black. There is no schedule. There is no warning. For centuries, travelers thought this was black magic. Local villagers believed it was the domain of the dead. And for decades, scientists were left completely baffled. How can three lakes, sitting on the exact same volcanic peak, fed by the exact same mountain air, change colors completely independently of one another? Welcome to Mount Kelimutu, home to the most famous chameleon lakes on Earth. To understand the story of Kelimutu, you first have to travel to Flores Island in eastern Indonesia. It is a land shaped by fire, tectonic plates, and deep-rooted spiritual traditions. For the local Lao people who live in the shadow of the mountain, Kelimutu isn't just a geographical feature. It is a sacred realm, believed to be the final resting place for human souls. According to ancient Lao legend, when a person dies, their spirit travels to the top of the mountain. Where your soul rests depends entirely on how you lived your life. The first lake, sitting slightly off to the west, is called Tiwu Ata, Bupu, the lake of old people. Legend says it is the final resting place
Inilah
for
salah satu
elders who
wisata
lived a
unggulan yang
good
berada
and
di
wise
Kabupaten
life.
Inde, Provinsi Nusa
Historically,
Tenggara
its
Timur.
water has appeared clear, dark, blue, or icy turquoise. The second lake is Tiwuku Fai, Nuwa Muri, the lake of young men and maidens.
Gunung Kelimutu adalah
This
gunung
is where the
berapi yang
souls of
terletak
those
di
who
Pulau
died
Flores,
young
Provinsi
come
Nusa
to rest.
Tenggara Timur.
Famous for
Lokasi
its
gunung
vibrant
ini
green
tepatnya di Desa
and
Pimo,
electric
Kecamatan
cyan
Kelimutu,
hues.
Kabupaten Inde.
And right next to
Gunung
it,
ini memiliki
separated
3 buah
by a
danau
steep
kawah
cliff
di
wall
puncaknya,
less than 3
dan danau
meters
ini
wide,
dikenal dengan nama
lies
Danau
Tiwu
Tiga Warna
Atapalo,
karena
the
memiliki
bewitched
3
lake.
warna yang berbeda.
This was
Meski
believed to be
begitu,
the domain
warna-warna
of
tersebut
sinners
selalu
and
berubah-ubah
dark
seiring
spirits.
dengan berjalannya
True to its
waktu.
reputation, this lake frequently shifts into shades of rust red, dark brown, and ominous black. For generations, local villagers didn't need scientific explanations. If the bewitched lake turned blood red, it meant the spirits were angry. But when early Western explorers arrived, they had no answer. Most lakes on Earth change color because of seasonal algae or sunlight reflecting off the sky. But algae cannot survive in boiling acid. And sky reflections don't turn one lake green, while its immediate neighbor turns red when modern geochemists
Dan
finally
untuk
climbed the
fasilitasnya
volcano
juga
with
terbilang
specialized
cukup
equipment.
memadai.
They
Di sini
uncovered
disediakan
something
area parkir
staggering.
yang cukup luas,
These were not
tempat
ordinary bodies of
beristirahat atau
water.
gazebo,
They were
toilet,
giant
dan juga di sini
open-air
terdapat
chemical reactors.
beberapa warung
The
kecil
water
yang
in the
menjual
central
makanan
lake
dan minuman
registered a
ringan.
pH level close to 0, making it as acidic as battery acid. If you dropped an aluminum metal can into it,
Jarak dari
it would
area
dissolve
parkir
in a
menuju
matter
ke
of
Danau
days.
Kelimutu membutuhkan
Yet,
waktu kurang lebih
just a few
30 menit.
meters away,
Akan
the
tetapi
neighboring lake
tergantung dari
had a
fisik kalian.
vastly
Kalau
different
kalian
chemical
banyak istirahat, ya
composition.
pasti jarak
The
tempuhnya
secret
juga
behind
lumayan
this
lama.
phenomenon lies deep underground in what geologists call The volcano's
Seperti ini ya
hydrothermal plumbing
teman-teman,
system,
jalur atau jalan
Mount Kelimutu, sits on top of an active magma chamber, continuously releasing intense heat and
di
volatile
puncak Danau
gases
Kelimutu ini
like sulfur
terdapat sebuah
dioxide,
monumen atau
hydrogen
tugu
sulfide,
yang konon
and hydrogen
katanya
chloride.
banyak
These
menyimpan
gases
tentang
rise through
sejarah
narrow
Danau
cracks in the
Kelimutu.
rock.
Jadi,
But
buat
researchers
kalian yang
discovered that these
penasaran,
subterranean cracks
kalian bisa
do not
cari
connect
tahu
to
di
all three
Google ya.
lakes equally. Each lake has its own independent plumbing system. One lake receives a high-pressure blast of superheated volcanic gas,
Gunung
while
Kelimutu
another
ini
receives
berada
only a
di
tiny
ketinggian
trickle.
sekitar
Gas alone,
1.600
however, doesn't paint the water. The true master artist behind Kelimutu's color shifts is a simple chemical process called oxidation, the exact same reaction that causes iron to rust in the rain. The volcanic rocks around Kelimutu are packed with heavy minerals like iron and manganese. When acidic volcanic gas surges into the crater, it dissolves these minerals into the water. When volcanic gas output is high, oxygen is pushed out, and the dissolved iron keeps the water looking light green. But when heavy monsoon rainstorms hit the mountain, or strong winds churn up the lake's surface, fresh oxygen from the atmosphere rushes in. The moment oxygen hits the dissolved iron, a sudden chemical reaction occurs, turning the iron into iron oxide, essentially liquid rust. Within days, an entire emerald green lake oxidizes into vivid blood red or dark brown. Meanwhile, that glowing, electric turquoise hue is created by sulfur. When hydrogen sulfide gas reacts with acidic water, it creates microscopic particles of pure sulfur floating in the lake. These tiny particles act like millions of natural prisms, scattering sunlight and reflecting a brilliant turquoise back to your eyes. If the gas vents below get blocked, the sulfur settles to the bottom and the turquoise glow vanishes. Because these lakes depend on gas upwellings, rainfall, and subterranean tremors, they are constantly evolving. A heavy rain season flushes fresh oxygen into the water, while a minor earthquake can clog a vent, cutting off gas to one lake while blasting another with sulfur. Today, science has given us the chemical equations. We understand pH levels, oxidation states, and hydrothermal plumbing. But standing at the edge of the crater at sunrise, watching three distinct colored lakes emerge from the morning mist, science doesn't take away the wonder. It proves that right beneath our feet, our planet is a living, breathing engine, constantly painting its own masterpiece across the sky.